Wale Ogunade is president of Awareness Initiative. He joins me now on NC Continental Prime to discuss the intrigues of failing elections in Nigeria. Wale, thank you so much for your time and good to have you. Well, now that the date has been announced, finally, Wale, for the hearing of the appeals of Atiku Abubakar and the PDP and Peter Gregory and the Labour Party, what are your expectations as far as this process is concerned?
It will be put pay to all this analysis, assertion, and all the gerrymantrics that has accompanied the election. And for at least for the last time, issues relating to the 2023 general election will be laid to rest at least forever, if not for now.
Interesting. Is there any lesson, Wale, the parties involved in this matter and even the judiciary, in this case the Supreme Court, should take away from the petition hearing?
Obviously, the lesson they will take of democracy, the principle of democracy. There must be a winner and there must be a loser. I hope this one will be drawn and this one will go into the heads of our political actors. There must be a winner and there must be a loser. Politics is a game played by matured people and people who are able and who are ready to take the peel of defeat and loss. For your information, it is not only in Nigeria that we have elections, but it's now very rampant in Nigeria that at every step, people will now want to ventilate their grievance, yes, going to court, and of course, sometimes taking to violence, and to now do things untoward, to now scuttle the election and electoral process, and even cast aspersion on the election management body. It's not only in Nigeria that we have elections, we have elections in other parts of the world, but in other parts of the world, the election management body is seen as the umpire and is given that right and that privilege and that respect that if it is done in the national interest and steps taken are indeed taken in national interest and what they do, they are done with honesty. And the officers and men of that election management body are people of impeccable character, honesty, and probity. But the way it happens in Nigeria is that the politicians have now tainted the electoral management body or the election management body in a way as to cast aspersion on its activities, to now say that, oh, is it INEC? Anything they do, the people don't give them that regard because they believe that they have already compromised their status, they have compromised their stand, which is not. And when we do not respect national institutions, then definitely we are not respecting ourselves and we're bringing ourselves to disrepute and opprobrium in the eyes of the general of the other of the generality of the world. So it is really, really unfortunate that that is what happens. No doubt some people will say yeah, it's the right of every person to go to court. Yes, but that is not the intendment. The court is not expected to play the role of the arbiter in this situation in determining who wins or loses an election and so on and so forth. Then the second leg is that the politicians should put their house in order. The politicians refuse to put their house in order. All they know want to do is to win at all costs. And of course, even if they now win one way or the other, they now want to ventilate their grievance in the court. And for you to know and understand the depth of what I'm saying, you'll find out that if they win, it is victory for democracy. But if they lose, INEC is a bad umpire. What a shame. And I hope after these general elections, after this Supreme Court judgment, and of course, the Hola Balu concerning this election is now off, INEC and the political parties will have a roundtable to see in how they can now work together, particularly in ensuring that this legal process, the rules and regulations
All right.
in conducting election are kept.
Thank you, Wale. The acting inspector general of police had held, as we announced in the bulletin, an interagency consultative security meeting What is the primary objective of such meetings, in the larger context of elections in Nigeria, and how do they contribute to ensuring a free and fair election?
Obviously, the security meeting and any other such meetings as I earlier proposed are to hold so as to harmonize and bring all the parties, particularly the major stakeholders, together for them to brainstorm, rub minds, and bring about areas of conflicts so that whenever we have an election, it will be seamless, it will be violent, it will be seamless, and it will be violence free. And of course, at the end of the day, there will be peace all over. Don't forget, no doubt we are getting there, in which we're having less and less of electoral violence, pre and post electoral violence. But the general election really for now is a work in progress, and you can be sure that by the grace of God, in the next cycle, if not in the next 2, 3 cycles, if not the next cycle, we will have a seamless election. But don't forget that this is not how it was some 20 years ago, 15 years ago. It was issue of ballot box snatching, thuggery of its highest kind, and so on and so forth. Now, all these ones have reduced as a result of the interventions of the media and, of course, we the civil societies. I will not rest on our oars until we deliver a better electoral process. We deliver a stress-free electoral process in Nigeria. That you can be sure will happen. But before it happens, the major stakeholders must be involved. They too must see that Nigeria belongs to us, all of us. So if you miss it this time around, you wait again till the next 4 years as it will be for you to take a shot at it. Not that if you miss it now, then the country will collapse, everything must go on fire. No, that's not how the spirit of democracy is. It's turn by turn, wait for your time, and of course, work hard to win the election next year, not casting aspersion on the election management body or even causing and
All right.
putting the whole country into stress.
Wale Ogunade, thank you so much for your time and for your expert analysis on these issues regarding elections in Nigeria.
Thank you so much, and to God be the glory.